many daily routines use more resources than you think, quietly affecting the environment over time. Brushing teeth with running water wastes thousands of liters yearly. Daily showers consume significant water, which can impact local ecosystems if used excessively. Drinking coffee has an environmental impact through production, packaging, and transportation. Single-use plastics from packaging often end up in oceans, affecting marine animals globally. Electronic devices consume energy, which is often generated from fossil fuels. Driving short distances increases carbon emissions compared to walking or cycling. Leaving lights on in empty rooms uses unnecessary electricity, adding to energy consumption. Fast fashion requires high water and energy use, and often releases chemicals into rivers during production. Packaged snacks may seem convenient, but production and transport emit greenhouse gases. Meat production generates methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Manufacturing electronics uses energy and raw materials, leaving footprints beyond what we see. Air conditioning units consume energy and release gases that contribute to global warming. Plastic straws and utensils accumulate in oceans, harming marine wildlife over time. Not recycling creates waste that ends up in landfills, contributing to pollution. Short car trips emit CO2 that affects air quality and climate change. Bottled water production and transport consume energy and create plastic waste. Food waste in landfills produces methane, a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. Using excessive paper towels contributes to deforestation and increases landfill waste. Millions of discarded plastic toothbrushes accumulate in landfills, taking decades to decompose. Hot water for laundry uses more energy and increases greenhouse gas emissions. Devices left on standby consume phantom energy, indirectly increasing emissions. Frequent use of personal vehicles contributes to higher carbon emissions. Discarded batteries release toxic metals into soil and water, affecting humans and wildlife. Packaged foods increase industrial energy use and contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. Overwatering lawns wastes fresh water and can harm local ecosystems. Fast food packaging adds plastic waste to landfills and oceans. Leaving computers or electronics on all day increases energy consumption and emissions. Traffic congestion wastes fuel and creates air pollution, impacting human health. Disposable coffee cups take hundreds of years to decompose and contribute to emissions. Chemical cleaners enter waterways, impacting aquatic life and water quality. Skipping recycling programs increases landfill waste and wastes valuable materials. Using standard bulbs instead of energy-efficient ones increases electricity demand. Driving short distances instead of walking increases emissions and decreases health benefits. Daily showers consume high amounts of water, affecting regions facing scarcity. Plastic bags often end up in oceans, harming marine life and ecosystems. Industrial agriculture for processed foods produces pollution that affects soil and water quality. Printing unnecessarily wastes paper, energy, and contributes to deforestation. Running dishwashers half full wastes water and electricity. Fast fashion contributes to pollution, water use, and landfill waste. Single-use wipes, diapers, and sanitary products take decades to decompose. Lawn mowing consumes fuel, emits CO2, and disturbs wildlife habitats. Chargers left plugged in use electricity and contribute to emissions. Large vehicles emit more carbon, impacting climate change. Air fresheners release chemicals into indoor air, adding pollution. Water leaks waste thousands of liters annually, harming ecosystems. Chemical fertilizers pollute soil and groundwater, impacting plants and animals. Leaving taps running during cleaning wastes large amounts of fresh water. Electronics require energy-intensive manufacturing and mining, impacting ecosystems. Non-recyclable packaging contributes to landfill and ocean waste. Convenience foods increase emissions from production and transport. Avoiding walking or biking increases pollution and urban heat. Plastic water bottles add to landfill and ocean waste. Unnecessary energy use contributes to emissions and global warming. Small daily choices can accumulate, leaving lasting environmental effects if not addressed consciously. Each time you use a plastic bag for groceries, it may seem small, yet billions accumulate in oceans, suffocating marine life silently. Relying on personal vehicles for short trips increases fossil fuel consumption, contributing invisibly to greenhouse gases and rising global temperatures every day. Leaving lights on in empty rooms might feel trivial, yet it adds to energy demand, often powered by polluting fossil fuels. Excessive use of air conditioning not only strains energy grids, but also releases hydrofluorocarbons, potent greenhouse gases, quietly warming the atmosphere globally. Every disposable cup, wrapper, or straw thrown away contributes to plastic mountains that choke rivers, harm wildlife, and pollute landscapes silently. Ignoring recycling bins or discarding paper, glass, and plastics in the trash perpetuates waste accumulation, harming ecosystems and future generations invisibly. Overwatering lawns or plants wastes precious fresh water, leaving less available for ecosystems, wildlife, and communities facing droughts in increasingly stressed regions. Using chemical cleaning products liberally indoors affects waterways when washed away, slowly contaminating rivers, lakes, and oceans with toxic compounds. Fast fashion purchases may satisfy momentary desires, but they fuel pollution, overuse of water, and resource extraction that damages our planet deeply. Using single-use wipes, napkins, or tissues adds to landfill mass, creating pollution that takes decades to decompose, harming soil and wildlife. Throwing food in the trash contributes to methane emissions as it decomposes in landfills, silently worsening climate change without your immediate awareness. Daily meat consumption drives livestock industries that release methane, consume massive water, and require deforestation, quietly accelerating environmental destruction worldwide. Running the dishwasher or washing clothes with half loads wastes energy and water, cumulatively leaving a significant footprint on the planet's health. Ignoring public transportation options multiplies carbon emissions per trip, slowly worsening air quality and contributing to urban heat islands invisibly. Leaving electronic devices on standby may seem harmless, but phantom energy consumption adds up, fueling pollution and climate impact daily. Using chemical fertilizers in home gardens contaminates soil and groundwater, subtly harming ecosystems and disrupting natural cycles over time. Buying bottled water increases carbon emissions through production, transportation, and disposal, quietly stressing the environment every single day. Excessive printing wastes paper and energy, contributing to deforestation and emissions, silently damaging the forests that regulate oxygen and carbon balance. Skipping energy-efficient appliances or bulbs keeps energy consumption high, indirectly increasing fossil fuel burning and accelerating global warming invisibly. Ignoring water leaks in taps or pipes wastes thousands of liters, gradually depleting natural reserves and stressing local ecosystems over time. Overusing heating or cooling systems consumes excessive energy, indirectly releasing greenhouse gases and warming the planet without visible immediate consequences. Choosing convenience foods over fresh alternatives fuels industrial agriculture, which pollutes water, soil, and air, quietly harming both humans and wildlife. Leaving chargers plugged in when unused consumes phantom electricity, silently adding to global energy demand and environmental degradation over years. Excessive lawn mowing consumes fuel and emits CO2 while also disrupting wildlife habitats, slowly degrading local biodiversity without obvious immediate signs. Driving large vehicles unnecessarily increases emissions disproportionately, contributing silently to global warming while offering only temporary personal comfort. Using chemical pesticides and herbicides destroys insects, pollutes water, and harms wildlife, gradually destabilizing ecosystems in ways humans rarely notice. Relying on single-use packaging for deliveries contributes to landfill overflow, harming oceans, soil, and animals in subtle yet cumulative ways. Excessive energy use in kitchens, laundry, and appliances indirectly promotes fossil fuel consumption, releasing carbon emissions silently over time. Ignoring recycling rules for batteries, electronics, or plastics contaminates land and water, affecting human and wildlife health invisibly. Excessive driving instead of biking or walking contributes to pollution and urban heat, slowly deteriorating the environment, while convenience takes priority. Every disposable plastic straw, cutlery, or wrapper contributes to ocean pollution, entangling and poisoning marine life in ways humans rarely perceive. Ignoring sustainable commuting options worsens traffic congestion, emissions, and air quality, quietly harming both human health and ecosystems alike. Buying cheap fast fashion not only encourages waste, but also depletes resources, contributing to environmental harm on a larger scale. Every time you throw away food, you contribute to methane emissions in landfills, an invisible gas that accelerates global warming relentlessly. Your morning commute in a personal vehicle emits carbon dioxide, gradually choking the atmosphere and intensifying unpredictable weather patterns across continents. Choosing disposable plastic bottles instead of reusable ones adds to oceans' plastic islands, threatening fish, turtles, and entire marine ecosystems silently. Excessive energy use in your home indirectly supports fossil fuel industries, releasing greenhouse gases that destabilize climate patterns without your immediate awareness. Fast fashion purchases may satisfy temporary desires, but they fuel water pollution and chemical waste, quietly poisoning rivers and harming biodiversity worldwide. Overwatering lawns and gardens seems harmless, yet it wastes fresh water, stressing aquatic ecosystems and reducing water availability for communities in crisis zones. Each unused charger left plugged in consumes phantom electricity, indirectly contributing to pollution and climate change, with every kilowatt hour absorbed silently. Your daily shower may feel relaxing, but billions of gallons of water are wasted worldwide, exacerbating droughts in regions already suffering scarcity. Leaving lights on when leaving a room wastes energy, often derived from coal or gas, silently intensifying global carbon emissions every day. Using chemical cleaning products at home releases toxins into waterways, harming fish, amphibians, and soil health while humans rarely notice. Every fast food wrapper, straw, or cup thrown away contributes to microplastic pollution that infiltrates the food chain and harms ecosystems invisibly. Choosing to drive instead of walking short distances multiplies carbon emissions, silently affecting air quality and contributing to urban heat and smog. Using single-use wipes, tissues, or diapers adds to landfill mass, creating long-term environmental hazards that will affect future generations. Daily meat consumption drives livestock farming, producing methane gas that warms the planet faster than carbon dioxide, threatening climate stability globally. Leaving your electronic devices in standby mode consumes energy quietly, increasing emissions and worsening climate change without immediate notice. Excessive reliance on plastic packaging for food and deliveries slowly suffocates oceans, killing wildlife and contaminating entire marine food chains. Washing clothes in hot water unnecessarily wastes energy, indirectly supporting carbon-intensive power plants while contributing to global warming quietly. Overuse of air conditioning not only raises energy consumption, but releases hydrofluorocarbons, highly potent greenhouse gases, intensifying global warming invisibly. Driving large vehicles excessively emits more carbon per kilometer, contributing silently to climate change while offering minimal personal benefit. Ignoring recycling opportunities allows valuable resources like paper, metal, and glass to go to landfills, creating unnecessary environmental strain. Using chemical fertilizers pollutes soil and groundwater, destabilizing ecosystems, while humans and animals continue to consume contaminated resources unknowingly. Leaving faucets running while washing hands or dishes wastes thousands of liters yearly, depleting freshwater supplies critical for ecosystems and communities. Throwing away electronics without recycling contributes to e-waste, releasing toxic metals into soil and water that persist for decades unnoticed. Every disposable coffee cup adds to landfills and oceans, taking centuries to decompose, while contributing to carbon emissions during production. Ignoring energy-efficient options in appliances, bulbs, or heating systems silently increases fossil fuel use, contributing to climate instability globally. Driving in congested areas wastes fuel inefficiently, increasing emissions, smog, and health risks for urban populations without immediate perception. Overconsumption of processed or packaged foods requires industrial-scale production, releasing greenhouse gases and chemical pollutants into ecosystems silently. Excessive water use in showers, laundry, or irrigation depletes natural reserves, straining aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems, especially during droughts. Buying cheap fast fashion repeatedly increases resource exploitation, water contamination, and landfill waste, silently threatening environmental sustainability worldwide. Leaving your car engine running unnecessarily produces emissions that accumulate in cities, contributing to invisible but dangerous air pollution. Using non-recyclable packaging for deliveries adds to environmental degradation, harming oceans, soil, and wildlife quietly while appearing convenient to humans. Excessive lawn mowing consumes fuel, emits CO2, and disrupts habitats, slowly eroding biodiversity in areas you may never see. You might feel powerless, but small daily changes can significantly reduce your carbon footprint and protect the planet over time. Choosing reusable bags over plastic ones prevents billions of tons of waste from polluting oceans and harming marine life. Walking or biking short distances instead of driving not only reduces emissions but also improves your health. Switching to energy-efficient appliances and LED lights lowers electricity consumption, reducing greenhouse gas emissions globally. Using a reusable water bottle saves plastic, energy, and resources, cutting down pollution while conserving ecosystems. Recycling properly ensures valuable materials like glass, paper, and metals return to production, protecting natural resources worldwide. Eating less meat or choosing plant-based meals reduces methane emissions from livestock, conserving water and decreasing deforestation. Composting food waste prevents methane release in landfills and supports healthy ecosystems. Opting for public transportation reduces traffic emissions, urban smog, and greenhouse gases. Reducing single-use plastics helps prevent oceans and landfills from becoming environmental hazards. Turning off taps while brushing or washing dishes conserves thousands of liters of fresh water annually. Washing clothes in cold water with full loads decreases energy use, helping slow global warming. Using chemical-free cleaning alternatives protects waterways from toxic runoff. Supporting sustainable fashion brands reduces pollution, water consumption, and waste. Recharging devices efficiently and unplugging chargers helps lower household emissions. Planting trees absorbs carbon dioxide, stabilizes soil, and provides habitats. Choosing minimally packaged or bulk foods reduces landfill waste and energy used in production. Reducing food waste by meal planning and mindful consumption cuts methane emissions. Prioritizing sustainable commuting helps reduce emissions, traffic, and urban air pollution. Choosing biodegradable or compostable alternatives decreases landfill accumulation. Supporting local produce reduces carbon emissions from transport, conserving energy. Educating yourself and others about daily environmental impacts creates awareness. Avoiding excessive water use protects freshwater ecosystems and ensures availability for communities. Reusing, repairing, and repurposing electronics reduces e-waste, conserving rare metals. Reducing dependency on fossil fuels by exploring renewable energy options significantly decreases emissions. Choosing eco-friendly transportation like electric vehicles reduces air pollution. Supporting companies with strong environmental commitments encourages sustainable practices. Participating in beach or park cleanups removes plastics, trash, and pollutants. Mindful consumerism, including buying only what you need, promotes a sustainable lifestyle. Switching to sustainable detergents prevents toxic chemicals from entering water systems. Reducing fast fashion consumption limits deforestation, water pollution, and landfill accumulation. Imagine the planet 50 years from now if everyone ignored these small daily actions, leaving behind oceans filled with plastic and skies thick with smog. Every habit you maintain today echoes into the future, shaping ecosystems, climate, and human survival in ways often invisible yet profoundly real. The toothbrush, coffee cup, and single-use bag might seem trivial, but multiplied by billions, they leave lasting scars on Earth's delicate systems. Your daily choices create ripples, affecting forests, rivers, oceans, and wildlife that cannot speak, but silently bear the consequences of human habits. Recognizing your power to change small habits is the first step toward reversing damage, preserving resources, and safeguarding life on this planet. Choosing to walk, recycle, or conserve water may feel minor, yet collectively these actions slow climate change and protect fragile ecosystems. Every plant you grow, reusable item you choose, or energy-saving action contributes silently to a healthier, more sustainable world for future generations. Reflection is critical. Ask yourself which daily habits harm the planet and how you can consciously replace them with more responsible alternatives. Your commitment to sustainable living can inspire family, friends, and communities to adopt habits that reduce pollution, conserve resources, and protect wildlife. Imagine oceans free of plastic, forests flourishing, and cities with clean air. This future is possible if individuals take responsibility for their daily actions. Each conscious choice reduces invisible emissions, prevents pollution, and conserves ecosystems, proving that small, consistent actions have monumental global impact over time. The power of awareness transforms behavior. Once you understand the consequences, even minor lifestyle changes become acts of planetary preservation. Choosing reusable over disposable, conserving energy, and minimizing waste are simple actions that collectively reverse centuries of environmental damage. Small actions inspire collective change. Communities that embrace sustainability create healthier environments, protect biodiversity, and reduce the ecological footprint worldwide. Every time you refuse single-use plastics, reduce meat consumption, or save water, you participate in a global movement for environmental recovery. Your habits are not isolated. They connect to vast ecological systems, influencing climate, wildlife survival, and human health in tangible ways. Imagine if every person on Earth embraced mindful consumption. Plastic pollution, emissions, and waste could drop dramatically within just a few decades. Awareness alone is not enough. Action is required, and the daily choices you make determine whether the planet thrives or suffers. Even the smallest change, like turning off a light or reusing a bag, contributes to reducing environmental stress, proving that effort matters. Consider your morning routine: brushing teeth, making coffee, or driving. Every step holds potential to either harm or help the planet sustainably. Every conscious choice counters decades of environmental neglect, gradually restoring balance to ecosystems, forests, and oceans under threat from human activity. Change begins at home. Simple adjustments in lifestyle ripple outward, influencing societal norms and encouraging collective responsibility for the planet. Recognizing habits that harm the planet fosters mindfulness, empowering you to act in ways that protect resources, reduce waste, and save wildlife. Your daily routines, when guided by sustainability, become tools for transformation, turning ordinary actions into powerful contributions for planetary health. Every plastic avoided, every watt saved, and every eco-friendly choice strengthens ecosystems, preserves biodiversity, and creates a cleaner, safer environment for all. Your commitment to change can inspire others. One person's conscious effort sparks community awareness and amplifies positive environmental impact exponentially. Reflecting on the consequences of your actions motivates accountability, reminding you that each choice either contributes to destruction or fosters renewal. Sustainability is not a trend, it is a responsibility, a daily practice that ensures life thrives for humans, animals, and plants alike. Small habits build a larger legacy. Consistent efforts to reduce harm, conserve resources, and protect ecosystems leave lasting positive impact for generations. Imagine a world where convenience no longer outweighs responsibility, where daily actions prioritize the planet, and every choice nurtures life rather than destroys it. The fight against pollution, waste, and climate change begins with personal awareness, guiding every decision from water use to transportation and consumption. Every eco-conscious choice creates momentum. Over time, these small changes accumulate, significantly lowering emissions, pollution, and environmental stress globally.